morning show is proudly brought to you by Botswana Post. Rise and shine.
At exactly 6 a.m. on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Hello, Botswana. Wa bona gore ga isile go tlhabele le tla go itlhela o ntse o tsweletse ka letsatsi la gago on this one. It is exactly the 23rd of April 2024. O tabogile ngwaga motho a modimo, and I hope that you are achieving the goals that you look forward to smashing at the end of 2024 as you get up this morning. She is bright, she is beautiful. Hello everyone, this is Dumela Botswana and you are listening to The Breakfast Show. You are live with myself, Leboa LB Moroeng. I am not alone as is per the usual. Bernard Mogaetsu, Benny B, Dumela.
Good morning everyone.
What a beautiful city.
It is a beautiful city. The overview of the Central Business District. I actually love the CBD because ke mahelo a eleng gore ha grade wa simologa ne ke lekwa so ka go bola re simolole eng ga tsena eng, so I actually love the CBD. But a very good morning to you guys and welcome to it. My name is Bernard Benby Mogaetsu ke ke moshimane ga machaka ma email sa repesa rema gone ka ko sero. I think Tuesday is my favorite day because it's business Tuesday.
It
does not get better than Tuesday. Really jalo gone gore kana our president everyone should be included in the economy right now. We should partake. Yeah, on Tuesdays ke go gore le ka jalo gore re ba squeeze nyana go bona gore go shoteng go shoteng
re go rute motho etso gore mananeo a ile gore a teng di program di career di tiro tse ile gore di teng o ka dira di he. That's exactly what Dumela Botswana Breakfast Show is about. It's about informing you about what's going on in the country. Remember, we will kick off the show with Game Announce Femo. A le gone ha a eme ka tsone tsa metshameko a tla gore bolela gore what is it that you can expect as we go into this Tuesday? What did you miss last night and what can you learn from this weekend? And then at 7 a.m. you will get your first news headlines as we get ready for the day. Tell me this. It is Business Tuesday.
All right.
What is a business that you think one place go ile gore wa re wa itse gore keng ha gona le so se go teng customer service?
Yes.
But ba se itse ba master customer service. What's a company that you're like ke batla go la khola ke la kholela tiro e le dirang when it comes to training babereki ba lona?
Right. I in every organization I think I'll pick one employee then go to the next company. Hello. But I don't know whether it's safe to mention names. Are you giving me a platform?
I think it's safe to mention names.
I'm not even going to wash about it. I'm a huge fan of ABSA, the bank.
Okay.
Yes, I've never been to ABSA and just leave the bank without I've never been on the phone for a minute.
Nice.
And I've never known how they do it. And I'm like, you know
job,
what? I love
guys.
this bank, honestly.
I want to say petrol attendants. I have a wonderful
yes.
experience with most of the petrol attendants in our country.
Yes,
across the companies. But that smile and that is and they will dance for you. They will do everything to make sure that your day is brighter.
Very true. No, that's very true. That's
and we hope that we can do that too. One of the directors are Amila Batipa.
From Spectrum Analysis. Are we doing enough of our data analysis? It's important in all aspects of business. You need to be in business with all the data in your hands. You can't just do before business, during business. You need to have data all the time so that it can actually help you maximize on the profits. Like I said, it's Business Tuesday after all.
I will be talking all things occupational therapy. What is occupational therapy and why do you need it as an individual, as an employee, as somebody who's an entrepreneur? why go le botlhokwa gore re dirisanye le ba occupational therapy? That's one of the conversations we're having this morning. And like I said, it is almost time for sports. Before we get there though, let's get fit with Bipomas. Every single morning we want to make sure gore we itshidila mmele e tla re hela ha nako ya go cha 10 o bo utlwa gore no gompieno ke berekile, my energy is up because you have exercised. Let's get fit with Bipomas. This morning Biki is giving us cardio.
Welcome to Get Fit with Bipomas. My name is Becky. So today, guys, we're cardio, just cardio. Okay. So we're gonna run and run and run and run. Okay. Are you guys ready? 3, 2, let's go. Here. Small jog. Stay with me, guys. Stay with me. Boy, here. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Watch me. I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here. Let's go. Now swing your arms. Swing your arms. Let's go. Come on. Keep going. Let's go. Take it up. Yes. Now, going up. Knee high, knee high, knee high. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Let's go. Ah, that's good. Nice bending. Let's go. We're taking it up slowly. Yes. Ah, you just do your walk 5 minutes non-stop. That's what you do. 5 minutes non-stop. Then you go. Don't stop. Take it up. Let's go. 5 minutes. And that's it. You go. That's how we're doing, guys. That's how we do it. Let's go. Now we're gonna kick. 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 Push. Yes. Let's go. Kick. 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 Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yes. Now take it up. Take it up. There. 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 Stay with me, guys. Stay with me. I know. I know. Yes. Yes. Let's go. Now kick butt. Kick. 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 Let's go. Now we go. Faster. 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 Let's go. Faster. 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 Come on. Come on. Right there. Let's go. Keep going. Push. 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 Now we go. Jumping there. Let's go. Take it up. Yes. 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 Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Jump in there. Jump in there. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Now. There. 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 Move your arms. Your arms. Hop. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, guys. You're doing great. You're doing great. Don't stop. Don't stop. Let's go. Almost there. Almost there. Let's go. Come on. Yes. There. 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 That's it for today, guys. The band flat. Now we're good to go. Okay, just go to Be Pomo's Facebook page. Then you can do more. You can repeat all those exercises like 3 times, 1 hour. You're good to go. Okay, let's burn those calories. Summer is here, guys, okay? And take care. Thank you.
ta ke sebaka se ke go dumedisa mo tselone helela la bobedi tle go gona re lebedi kgantsa msamko se di farologaneng re lebetse thata tsene dirigala ya loka mafelo a bikiri di garela a ja ka le gona gore msamko ya kgwele ya dinao ne ntse tsweletse e le ya bomme gareng ga tse dingwe tse di tshwereng gone ha a go tla tsamke ya msamko o le mongwe wa the DStv Premiership ra tla go hayalo gore go tsamka eng ga mogale go lebella msamko yene e le ya English Premier League tse dingwe gape tse di tshwereng gone ha ke the marathon no se wa BTC e le ka mafelo a biki le go tsamaya re lebella chess ya ka ne ba tshwere yalo khaisano yone e le ya Metropolitan Chess Championship e le ka mafelo a beke dumela ke bitwa ke mona sefo mo se la gompieno ga ke no se ke na ha le Bernard. Hi Bernard.
Goeiemôre ma'am.
How's it?
I'm fine.
Ya phela na.
Siyaphila le kana bangwe ba rona re support re ntse mara pombo dina meso re santane re utso botho ke se diretse mahala beke but it's water under the bridge to the next one.
O le ketsa shifts.
No, not even like I made it very clear gore ke fan ya me World Wish Township Rollers. We lost and I'm still trying to make peace with that.
You don't have to say those things. Ke tsela gore tsa di tse di diragala ga ha tla tsama ntse di lebella yalo ha mo tsa tsingilwane e le la gompieno tlo tsama ntse re simolla ka go lebella yalo me pele ga re simolla yalo ka go lebella yalo tse di diragala yalo mo tsela gompieno go English Premier League.
Yes. It's a fierce battle. It's crunch time. But everybody's crunch time. We are seeing 3 teams competing for the number 1 spot. Tse dingwe le kana ka di points on goal difference. Engwe how di mo tse teams dingwe ka equata sa teams dingwe ka only a single point. And the ones when we love ka re asemga. I don't know that studio tomorrow Manchester City. So santsane ke ipotsa gona gore ga go hella ka tsela ntse jang. It's not the most competitive league in the world by mistake. It's still the most competitive league in the world.
Re simolela ka go lebella tsone tsene di diragala ya loka mafelo a beke gone ka Francis Town ka kwa ele the marathon one ele wa BTC ja ka go tsamantsu o lebile ya lo gona gore ne re bona ya lo the Zimbabwean ele ya lo Lino Muchina ga mogalo le Sheina ba tsa ya lo ko Kenya ka kwa ba tsama bantse nna bone ba fenyi ba khaisano yone go mo 42.2 km so itsena gore Muchena ona tsamantse a tabga ya lo 1.55 seconds me a tsama a ikgapela ya lo 35,000 pula me Sheina ene go tswa ko Kenya na fenya go letlhakoreng la bomme a tsamantse a fenya ya lo ka 1.49.22 seconds me le na tsamantse a ikgapela ya lo 35,000 pula a me re bona ya lo mo 21 km race re bona yalo Abel Chibanda ha tsalo 25,000 pula me a tabogile yalo 1.05.29 ha kitsiso Joseph a tsamantsa fenya go letlhakoreng la bomme a fenya yalo 20 km race a tsamahi yalo 25,000 pula lene a sana go tloka yalo 1.21.17 seconds ke tsama ntse diragala yalo ele the BTC marathon go eleng gore go ne go bua thata yalo ka lebelolo ne le tla go tsamara ntse re utlwa gona gore morago ga gore ba fenge yalo khaisano yone o Sheina ga mogalo le ba bang mo sepele bantse ba ikutla ka tsela entseng jang.
It was very contenting. People were pushing, but around 1 hour 50, at 36 I tried to push and no one followed me. That's when I began to open up the gap right onto the finish.
I think today I did my best, like last time, but last time there was a little challenge, but today I won it clean. The race was good. The arrangement for the marathon was very organized, and we thank the organizers for organizing very well the race.
I just want to thank you to the BTC France Marathon organizers for organizing this such a big event. Even the course was very good. For us elite athletes, in order to qualify for all Africa Games, even the Olympics, and even the regional games.
So this is my second race. Last year I was running 42. And I took position 3. Now I came to 21.1. I took position 1. So I had a slope. The challenge is the slope. But I managed to go net the slope because get train slope.
Ramasunga and your executive, le board ya gago, le batho ba le reetsang thata. Ne re kopa jalo gore some of the proceeds in the future can also go into sports development. Gore bana ba e leng gore they're going outside to compete internationally even locally can have coaches, can develop them and ensure that they are as competitive as their colleagues in the international fraternity.
The BTC Francistown Marathon continues to positively impact the Francistown economy and has empowered industries and individuals such as the hospital industry, including food and drink vendors, fashion designers, advertisers, communication agencies and experts, technical officers, volunteers, leba bangwe botlhe ba ba tsereng karolo mo this marathon. While they were engaged from the planning stage to the completion of the marathon.
Leo hele la BTC marathon ne le tshelo kama felo a beke ga re tsaya le gone ka ko re tsamara go lebela yalo tsa mabelo tsene tsa mantsi diragala ka ko Kenya ka kwa ele khaisano ya Cape Kino Classic ha ene e go engwekile yalo ba tsamki ba nle gore kana ba taku ba tsongela mo hatsing lone la Botswana ngara ga ba leng gore ba ne ba le gone ka ko ne re bona yalo mo 800 meters motabu ga mono ga yalo a tsamantse a register yalo personal best 1.45.95 ile yalo tumonka pe ha tabu ga yalo mo 800 meters a irisa ya gagwe yana tsamantsa ipetse yalo ya 1.46.04 yana tsamantsa taboga yalo ka March 2024 gona ka kwa Africa Borwa ka kwa me ne re bona yalo a fetsa yalo mo maemong a borataro re ntse re le gone ka ko ne re tsamantse re bona yalo le tsile taboga mo 200 meters a tsamaya taboga yalo le yana taboga yalo 19.71 morago gona gore a siwe yalo ke mo le gone ka ko USA ka kwa a tsama antse a fetsa yalo mo maemong a bobedi re ntse re le gone ka kone re bona yalo ba tabogo ba 400 meters ba ya Pondori a register yalo world leading time le personal record ya 44.10 a improve yalo from the previous PB ya gago ya 44.61 a fetsa yalo mo maemong a ntlhamme mo tabogo mo amono ga ilungo scotch ene na fetsa yalo mo maemong a boraro a taboga yalo a 44.54 a tsale go 44.82 me re bona yalo tumo Havandi ke a fetsa yalo mo maemong a borataro a taboga yalo 46.13 ke bona masamki ba leng kana ba tabogo ba leng gore bana ba ile gone ka ko le khaisano yone yo ele ya Cape Kino Classic ga tsa mantsi le bile yalo mo tsentse tsa gago ba ya Pondori na tsamantsa a nete ha tsa le gona gore o ira yalo world lead gona yalo ka ko 400 meters me le gale tsena ke sa bogolo gore batho le gale o ke tsilong gore ga se bone hela ne re bona yalo mo 800 meters outdoor season opener ka tsa Tshepiso Masalela o le gona gore na ilantla tsamantsa taboga gone ka ko me le na taboga yalo 1.43.88 improve yalo from the previous time and I registered yalo ka September 2023 ya 1.44.03 gore Tshepiso Masalela ke motabogileng gore o tsamantse a itlhokoletse yalo mabelo a le gone ka ko Pretoria ka kwa under the guidance of Samuel Sepeng wa Sepeng Athletics mo ileng gore re ne re bona yalo le gone yalo ka ko Olympic ka kwa tsamantse a iponna phatla yalo mo ngwageng o fitileng ke tsone tseo ele tsa mabelo tse re tsamantse a re go tshwaretse yalo mo tsatsing lone ele la gompieno a tsamantse le bile yalo a patabogo ba rona ba tsama itlhokoletsa le khaisano tsa di Olympic ke tsone gore Paris 2024 this July.
Yes, it's just around the corner. I am super happy for Scotch. Kana na mo gona ke re ha ile gore nako ya go ya tokagala. For me it doesn't matter how the position mang, as long as there's an improvement. It's something that you should note in your diary as an athlete. O movile jalo to 44.54 seconds from yaka 84 seconds. Hora jalo gona gore there is much greater improvement. As for Nduri tota ene he has really made us proud. So ke dumela jalo gore re simela jalo go dumela gore sengonyana se ta tswana ka ko Peri ka ko
go botlhokwa a re tsogone go ra samara lebella yalo di khaisano tsone he le tsa basketball re bella le metshameko e leng gore tsamantse tshamkela yalo gone ka go ba isa go ka kwa weekend re samara ntse re lebella le gone gore di tsamaya tshamkela ka tseleng tsa go simela tselele ele la botlhano re bona yalo Platinum Warriors ba tsama ba fenya motshameko a bone against Botswana sa Troopers re bona yalo ba fenya yalo ka 84 83 me ke ka go tlhakoro le le ele la borwa metshameko mo Dolphins bana ba tsama ba ntse ba fenya yalo 65-44 ele ka go tlhakoreng la bomme le bona yalo motsameko mo gape BJ Ladies ne ba tsama ba ntse ba fenya yalo 90-30 ba fenya yalo Platinum Warriors ha ba isa go University bona ba fenya yalo ke Mustar Basketball ka 68-60 me re bona yalo Dolphins ba tsama ba fenya yalo go tlhakoreng la borre 79-58 ke metshameko mongwe ka tsamantso so le hala gona gore ne tshameko ya yalo ele ka mafelo a beke me le gale tla dire ka tselentseng jana pele ga re lebela tse dintse re utla gona gore ba tsamele ba itemogela eng ka metshameko yeno ele ya mafelo a beke.
We need to work out on our boxing out. We need to work out on our just ball handling, and most importantly, to work on our composure. Basketball is a game of repetition, so the more repetitions we do in the game, the better we'll get. Our motto at our team is that every game we need to improve. Whether it's a win or a loss, but our personal goal as a team is that every game we must improve. So we are bound to improve again for the next game.
Yeah, we got a win, but we nothing re sokoletse. That like a bone, I'll call it a happy Lumukati. Because there are some other games you have to go through every week. Although we knew troopers like more pacing, so we started telling our boys to work tata but more pacing. Like they know their pace and about pace. If we run faster than the guys and move the ball faster, we are done. So that's what happened.
Ke metshameko ene ya basketball ene le mo week 9 me ga tswa mo basketball tsa mara tsre lebela tseding tse mandi ya mayalo tsa motorsport o tsena gore local rides Rose Branch ke mongwe a ba leng gore ba dominitile yalo mo tsa BNC mo tsa mantsa ka gone gore go ra go le gontsi yalo mo kgolong ya gagwe jaaka motshameki ka gore tsa mantse ana dirile yalo the history yalo ka kotsa ka rally ya monongwaga ena tsa mantsa fetse yalo mo maemong a bobedi me go tsela gore o nominitile yalo mo go ba ileng gore ke ba sports man of the year category e leng gore tla ba gaisanela yalo le litsile tebo ga mogalo le karabo motlhanka wa cricket o tsena gore the 43rd edition of Botswana Sport Awards di rulagantse go tsemke yalo ka di 18 kana di nne tata ka di 18 tsone ele tsa May gone yalo ka Royal Area ka a tsamere go utla gona gore a re nomination e ra inyalo ene Rose Branch.
Privileged and really humbled to be in the position that I am. Standing up next to an athlete like that is an achievement of a lifetime for me. He's done wonders. He's put our flag on the map around the world just as I have. But he's doing incredible things, and he's definitely the next world champion. And if we can both stand up at the end of the year and both be world champions, may the best man win for the Sportsman of the Year award for us. I know that we've both done Botswana proud, and he's next level. And I take my hat off to him. I respect him. He's never stopped. He's always at the focus of a champion, and it's good to see. And I think there's a lot of other athletes that Botswana has that has got the same mindset. And the current thing we're all talking about is mindset change, and I think he's definitely a standard to look up to with the mindset change. And I hope we not only making our country proud, but we're giving hope to the youth of our country. I think that's important. We can only do it for so many years, and I think that we need the youth to step up and take over from us.
Ele Rose Branch ele bo pagame di kuta mo gai o tsamantsha dire alo bontle alo mo di kgaisano tsene tse di farologaneng ga re tsagone ka go mo tsanetsa ga Rose Branch ra tsamara re ntse re lebella tse dingwe tse di ya manyalo metshameko ene ele ya kgwele ya dinao re lebella metshameko ya kgwele ya dinao ele ya bo mere simola yalo ka go lebella yalo metshameko ene ele ya Gaborone Division 1 ene e tshameko yalo ele ka mafelo a beke re tsamara ntse re bona yalo setlhopha sa Mazoti ba fengwa yalo ke Gaborone ya Thathe no tsa tharo go le fela me re bona yalo systems bone ba hapa yalo presence ka tsene go tsa tharo UB Kicks ba tsama ba ntse ba ta kana ba tsamka yalo sa ambassadors me ba khona gore ba fengelo ka dino tsa pete go ileng the big sisters ba fengela ka double action ka tse di le somele borataro go le fela 16-0 se ra gona gore the big sisters ba tsama ba ntse ba re legite yalo to second division me ga tswa yalo a tsama re ntse re lebella yalo metsamko yene ele ya division 2 yalo a Bernard.
Yes khizera ka metsamko division 2 mafelo a beke a merena ra bona jalo ele gore tsone thopa tse tsa bo mmetseo tse di leng gone mo division 2 ele gore metshameko ka lone e tsweletse me dumela jalo gone gore dumela jalo gore re bona metshameko ele mene tota girona yone e nota jalo stopper sa FC Legends ka no tse thataro go le fela ha Gino Mayone e jewa jalo ke Police 11 ka no tse thano go le fela ha Vicomates yone e ga rosanya jalo Royal GFA ka no tse hera bobedi go le fela me untouchable wana ke tsone tsa tshameka jalo maleka a no go se thopa kgaitse diaka
ha re tsoma ga borona ra go lebella le metshameko ya Rene tshamekile ka tsela ntse jang ne re bona le setlhopha sa Gabane United ba fenya lo makufa ka no e lengwe go le fela motshameko mongwe no tshwanetse ga kutlo Eagles e tsamantse e fenya ya lo setlhopha sa City Girls ka dino tse super go tse pedi Ajax Super Kings bone ba fenya ya lo Lion Volcanoes ka tse tharo go e lengwe ha Mexican Girls ba fenya ya lo ke setlhopha sa BDF ka dino tse pedi go e lengwe ga ile tsa go phikwe tsone Madinaro Agent e sisa le Gaston Ladies mo tsameka teng mo tlutlusiwa Minico United e fenya ya lo Mokobi Young Stars ka tse di robang bongwe go e lengwe Granada yone ba ba fenya ya lo setlhopha sa Red Lions ka 21-0 Hamed City Ladies bone abana ba fenya lo se ka ba fenya ke setlhopha sa Blue City ka no e lengwe go le fela ha re tsa gone go ra go lebella ya lo janeng gone gore tsama bantse ba tshameka ka selentse jane re bona yalo setlhopha sa Roman Warriors ba tsama ba fenya lo gangwa ketse ka dino senne go e lengwe me 11 Queens ba tshameka yalo maleka a 0-0 sa extension Gunners mosamko wa setlhopha sa Maleta Motse Ladies ga mogalo le Zodiaco Kalabo Girls o tsamele ka selentse jana Kalabo Girls ba ofentse ya lo ka dino senne go le fela jane Galaxy bone ba tsama ba fenya lo kanye solo se ka tse di roba mbobedi go le fela Central North Region Women's Football League yone ko week 9 e tsamele ka selentse jana Hillside Kalisa bana ba fengwa ya lo ketsa botle ka no e lengwe go le fela mogorosi Daila sa bana ba fenya lo Dynamis SC ka tse pedi go e lengwe Golden Girls bone bana fenya lo mogorosi Fighters ka tse pedi go le fela Shining Queens ba tshameka ya lo le Marula Sport ba fenya motshameko ka dino tse pedi go e lengwe ke motshameko yone ho mme ga re tsaya mo motshamekong ya bomme ra tsama re lebella ya lo motshameko ya DStv Premier we le gona gore o tsama ntse o tshamekela mo tseleng la gompieno le Bernard
ga itsera ka re bona jalo e le gore tsima ga tsone ka the defending champions of the DStv Premiership ibo Mamelodi Sundowns yo thulana jalo le stopper sa Sekhukhune mo phirimane ya gompieko ka nako ya 1930 go tsaketsa kere mathotho ta be bile gone gore as United e tla le ka jalo to hold the untouchable Mamelodi Sundowns
me o ka itselang gore motshameko wa English Premier League o tla tshameka le selone la gompieno ona gore it's a big one setlhopha sa Arsenal ba tshameka le setlhopha ele sa Chelsea motshameko le gore tla bontso o tshameka kana go ile nako ya boroba bongwe me ga re tsa gone ho ra go lebella lo motshameko yene ile ya Serie A gore yone e rulagantswe ka tsela e ntseng jang re lebella lo motshameko ya Serie A gore ba rulagantswe ka tsela e ntseng jang bile yalo setlhopha sa Roma ba ba tshameka yalo le bona me Bologna ba fenya motshameko ka dino tsa tharo go e lengwe AC Milan ba ba tshameka yalo le Inter Milan ba fenya yalo ka dino tse pedi go e lengwe ke motshameko yene e tsa tsamantse kana ne tshameka ya mo tselone la mabane rather ga re tsamaya re wetsa ka go lo metshamko ele ya CAF Champions League ene tshamko ya yalo ele ka mafelo a beke re bone ya le setlhopha sa TP Mazembe mane mathulana setlhopha sa Al-Ahly me tshamka ya lo 0-0 motsamko mongwe setlhopha sa ES Tunis bathulana setlhopha sa Mamelodi Sundowns me ES Tunis ba fenya lo ka no e lengwe go le fela re bone yalo kana go ga go na le metshamko ya bobedi tota yone ele ya di semifinal leg 2 of 2 ele gore ga bona yalo setlhopha sa Mamelodi Sundowns bathulana lo setlhopha sa ES Tunis motshameko le gore wa tshameka ka letsilele ele la la botlhano mentse le mo motshamekong yone yo ele ya CAF Champions League ra tsama re bona yalo setlhopha sa Al-Ahly ba thulana yalo setlhopha sa TP Mazembe motshameko le gore le ona o tla o le ka letsilele le ele la botlhano ke ka mkhweleng gore tsama dintsi di regala ka teng me tla re khantele hale be re lebella yalo tsa chess re na le gone ba fengi ba Metropolitan Chess Championship ene tsamantsi wala ka mafelo a biki re tsamana dirutla mo go bone ba gore ba tsamele ba ntse ba itemogela eng ka metshameko ya bone ile gore it's a manzi dirhala ya longwa khalngwa ya loben
a very big congratulations to Inter Milan. They have been crowned champions for the 20th time in their club history. I mean it has always been coming for them for this season. Absolutely fantastic. Ke sa ke tsa mtshameko di ka ne tseleng tsena khaitsere ka rata kopana jalo lo ena mara gonyana ona le jalo le ba Botswana Chess Federation le ba fengi ba bone.
True.
Yes ka go bizelo khaitsere ke LB go rata go jalo puisano ya rona ya nthamo mosongwa go mpieko one ele wa la bobedi.
mananeo a mantsi mo lehatsheng la rona a ileng gore gormente ya rona ba eletsa go bona re ntse re ikgodisa mo dikgwebong tsa rona. Nngwe ya mananeo one ya ke yone ya Botswana You Ignite. Botswana Ignite is a program that was launched for the creative industry. E le gone gore banana ba ileng gore ba diragatsa ba kgone go hiwa the training and development that they need in order to grow their companies, their production companies, to make the best quality content across the world. Somebody who is very much involved in this program is the CEO of an organization called Forge and Lead Consultancy. Babereka jalo le ba the creative industry. Me reo re tla buisana le ene mo mosong wa gompieno has 30 years of experience doing exactly that, television and production. This morning he is talking to us about what exactly Botswana Ignite is supposed to do for you as a young person. And he's joining us from all the way across the world. I am joined on the line by Duncan Irvin, the CEO of Forge and Lead Consultants. Good morning, Duncan. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm very excited to learn from you exactly what this program, Botswana Ignites, is supposed to do for the young person here.
Oh, brilliant, and thank you for the opportunity. It's an incredibly exciting program.
No, so before we begin, tell us a little bit about Duncan Irvine as well as your experience in television, just so that everybody knows just how good you are.
No, it's been a long time, but 30 years of television. But in a nutshell, I mean, I've been in the industry for 30 years. I've produced around the world. I've won awards, across the entertainment spectrum, including an Emmy Award, and I've built businesses in Africa, across Africa, West Africa, East Africa, and produced everything from sort of on sport with the Olympic Games all the way through to all the big entertainment shows. The sort of X Factors and the Got Talents and the dancing shows, and so I've worked across all of those shows, and then more recently I've been focusing very much in the consulting phase and just helping other in companies and industries grow. I mean, that's my new passion.
I love to see. Well, congratulations on the Emmy. Congratulations on everything you've achieved. And thank you so much for your servanthood now as a consultant. One of the roles you will be playing is head consultant for the Botswana Ignite program or initiative, which is a partnership between government and the Steve Harvey Global. In your own words, as the lead consultant, walk us through this project, its goals. What does it hope to achieve?
Well, fundamentally, what it hopes to achieve is to lift the entire television industry up 2 or 3 notches, and in particular to get the Botswana television industry operating in a more international kind of space, and at the same time attracting more international production to come and shoot and work and produce their shows in Botswana. And that's largely the fundamental vision for it. And we're going to do that in a number of different ways, both from a training, development, mentorship process, but also establishing a film commission to market producers internationally and to attract international productions. So there are a number of different areas that we're going to be, kind of working on and operating in to be able to achieve this.
Very interesting. And I wonder, what gap do you think you were seeing or the team was seeing when we were conceptualizing Botswana Ignite?
I think there's no glaring gap because, I mean, across the TV industry, there are those that are entering the market, and then right at the other end, there are professionals that have been working exceptionally well at a very high standard in Botswana. So there's no one particular glaring kind of hole. I think that when we looked at it generally, I think we what we've started to say is which are the areas that where if we focus them, effort into, we could get the biggest sort of advancement, I think. And so those sort of areas, so on the training and development side of things, for instance, we've developed the TV Academy, and it's what makes it really unique is that it's both a film school, but at the same time, it's highly immersive. So it means that the students that are at the TV Academy are going to cycle through international format productions. So we're going to be producing shows at an international level, and they're going to be cycling through that. So they will have the exposure, for instance, right from when you're planning all the way through to when you're casting, through to pre-production, then into production. So we're going to give people an opportunity of what it's like to work at that level, as well as training them at the same time. And then we've also said what is unique about Botswana, and it's absolutely the wildlife. And we feel that that is sort of underutilized from a filming and broadcast point of view. And so we've created a unique wildlife film school. Sorry, you.
I'm still here.
Oh, great! And then, and so we got the two schools. Then on the other side is we're going to be doing master classes continuously for the whole industry, and that's where we will get sort of Oscar-winning writers and award-winning producers to do master classes. And then the film commission is really, really important because it plays a massive role in then marketing these projects and these producers to the rest of the world, but at the same time attracting international producers to come and shoot in Botswana so that they're not, for instance, in wildlife, so that they're not just shooting the majority of their material in South Africa or Kenya, but that they choose Botswana.
Right.
And then through that, working with locals, that then because we've got the skills and not just flying everybody into Botswana, which has often been what's happened.
I think this is a interesting one, and I'm sure that many Botswana are wondering this. What exactly am I supposed to do to participate? Is there applications? Who can participate? Walk us through that element of things.
Oh, that's wonderful. And everybody can participate. So even if you, and that's the beauty also of this program, is that even if you have no experience, but you wish to get into this area, we have courses that start for absolute beginners and then go through to professionals and very, very advanced training. And all of this information is available on the website, which is www.botswanaignite.com. All the information, application forms, eligibility, everything's on that form. And if you're in the industry already, there's opportunity for you to give us your data, your information, so that we can then mail you back with production opportunities, training opportunities, master classes, etc.
Very, very exciting. So it is open for everyone. This is an opportunity for you to take advantage and learn a little bit of something from some of the best professionals across the world. Let's talk about some of the content that is being made. One of the things that is happening is we have commissioned already some of these creatives to produce content at this level that we're talking about, this globally competitive level. Have you already gotten content? What's going on in that regard? Tell us about some of the productions you have commissioned so far.
Well, there are two different streams for that. So the first one, which I did mention, being the international format productions. So those are still in the early stages. So the game show is already locked, and we're beginning to work on that, which is Family Feud with Steve Harvey,
right,
as the host. So that's the first show. So that'll be Family Feud Botswana. And just on that note, if anybody wants their family to be on the show and have the experience of being on television and having fun with Steve Harvey and potentially winning 50,000 pula, then they should also go to the website, because there's the ability for them to apply. So just Family Feud is the first one and then we're going to be doing a reality show, and we're going to be doing a drama.
Right.
And the reason we've chosen these three, as you can understand, are in different areas of television. So the one is very studio-based, the other one is very commercial television, of entertainment television, and then drama, which is in the scripted film space. So those three productions are going to be produced. And those are also linked to the training academies, but those are also opportunities for Botswanan crew cast to be able to apply to participate and work on those productions. Then there are 3 local productions which are being commissioned by BTV, and we'll know what those are in the first sort of week of May.
Okay.
And BTV is busy selecting those 3 shows. Once those 3 shows are selected, then we will get to work with those producers. We'll embed some very experienced producers and directors and DOPs to help those production companies to produce the best possible show they can. So the dream of this first year is that at the end of it, we'll have 6 programs that the viewers on BTV will get to watch, but they will also be on some of the international platforms as well. And then the idea is to grow it from there.
Well, Duncan Irvine, thank you so much for having this conversation with me this morning and sitting down with us to unpack the Botswana Ignite program that you are heading. We cannot wait to see some of the content you have commissioned already. We can't wait to obviously watch Family Feud, but I want to take this moment to also say good luck with the work and yeah, have fun, enjoy it. I hope your time in Botswana is going to be as fruitful as you imagine, especially in this first year.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity.
All righty. 6 programs coming to you live on Botswana television. Very soon we will be telling you gore o ba lebe kae badiragatsi ba rona ba mono gae ba ile gore ba tlhophilwe ke bone ba Forge and Lead Consultants e le gone gore ba tsene mo Botswana Ignite program. Visit www.botswanaignite.com. Ha ile gore batla go apply, batla go itse gore wena le tseno la gago le ha kae mo this Botswana Ignite program. I'm going to come back and like I said, we're talking all things occupational therapy, so stay tuned. In la thulaganyo ya rona ya Dumela Botswana Breakfast Show. Thank you so much for waking up with us this morning. I hope you are enjoying what we have already given you. We are jumping from the creative industry straight into occupational therapy. This is one of the fastest growing sectors across the world because it has become so pivotal specifically to the health industry. That is why I'm sitting with 2 individuals who are at the helm of occupational therapy in Botswana. First, to my left, Dr. Tekla Mlambo from the World Federation of Occupational Therapy. Good morning, Tekla.
Good morning.
How are you, Dr. Tekla?
I'm doing
Thank you so
very
much
well.
for joining us today.
Thank you. Good morning, viewers.
Yes, it is our pleasure to have you. I'm also joined from Witikanala College, the marketing exec. Her name is Lene Nage. Good morning, Lene.
Good morning, and good morning to the viewers at home.
It is my pleasure to host both of you today. Let's talk occupational therapy. For somebody who has no idea what we're speaking about, define occupational therapy for us and, of course, its role in the health sector.
Oh, thank you. So occupational therapy is one of the rehabilitation sciences, and occupational therapy is a health and social care profession that is the main goal of facilitating independence in people's lives.
Right.
So the word occupation sometimes confuse people because they will just think about work. But yes, we can talk about work, but we are referring to everyday activities that an individual does. That's an occupation. And you may find that sometimes people are not aware of the importance of what they do every day when everything is fine, but the moment they get an injury, they will realize they need some assistance because they won't be able to do things on their own. And that's why an occupational therapist is there to assist those individuals, and we assist them at different levels. At an impairment level, like you have got an injury, we can help you maintain maybe range of motion, muscle strength and things like that, but we go further. We want to see how that can translate to day-to-day life. Yes.
Can you help me understand the difference between occupational and physical therapy?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the difference here is the physiotherapist would focus on the physical aspects. Maybe the example that I gave, maybe they would be working on muscle strengthening and range of motion, which an occupational therapist also work on, but using purposeful activities. But an occupational therapist will go further because our interest is more on function. Yes, so I think that's the biggest difference.
Being able to, like you said, be independent and do things regardless of disability.
Exactly.
Let's talk a little bit about disability and these conditions. What are the different conditions and disabilities that you deal with on a daily basis as an occupational therapist?
So many of them. You know, strokes, spinal cord injuries, traumatic brain injuries, people with amputations, children with developmental delays, children with Down syndrome, also, you know, children with so many different conditions, we deal with them.
So for you, occupational therapy deals with the whole scope of health, from mental health to physical health and emotional health as well, in order to be that independent individual. I love it. You see, every day we're learning something new. Now, let's talk about the benefits of occupational therapy, especially in the health industry. Why is it important to practice or to see or to have an occupational therapist for individuals who work in these industries, as well as individuals who are living with these disabilities or conditions?
Definitely, this is, you know, when you think independence, it's important that someone is independent. If someone is not independent, it means someone else has to look after them.
Right.
Yes. And already it's a disadvantage to society. You may find that a mother may stop going to work so that they continue looking after a child with disability. And you may also find that someone who was working and they had a spinal cord injury or a traumatic head injury or another injury, they are no longer going back to work. But occupational therapists will work as much as possible to make sure that that person is actually back at work. So it's a benefit to society as well. Yes.
Now let's bring it home to Botswana. Let's talk about occupational therapy in our context. What have you learned specifically in the area of the relationship between occupational therapy personnel as well as the health sector? How are things going? Are we growing? Do we see the number of occupational therapists growing? What's going on in that direction?
Yes, thank you very much for that. So I think I'd just like to maybe take it a bit back to, you know, now to bring it to the context of, you know, Boitekanelo College as a tertiary healthcare institution. Boitekanelo College, this year we're turning 17 years. The college was founded in 2007, and it was founded from an entrepreneurial mindset. Was founded by Dr. Mampani, who is a medical doctor, and you know, it was founded at the time when, you know, HIV was rampant. It started off with just one program in healthcare auxiliary, and over the years we have seen the college growing, and right now we have 13 degree programs. We have other programs, of course, in certificate and you know, and in diploma. And you know, what we always pride ourselves in is that we have industry-driven programs. And why I'm mentioning this is that last year, we introduced our School of Rehabilitation Sciences. And in the two programs that we have in Rehabilitation Sciences, the one is speech and language therapy, and the other one is occupational therapy, which is what we are talking about today. And really now bringing it into this context that, you know, when we talk about industry-driven programs, for us, you know, we look at, you know, the healthcare service delivery, the gaps that we are seeing in our healthcare systems. And this is now where we found that there is actually a dire need for occupational therapists. And if I can just mention this, that we currently have only 39 occupational therapists in the entire country.
Wow.
So if you look at that, these individuals are servicing a population of 2.4 million people. So it's actually a minute number.
Yeah.
If you put it there, if you put that into context in terms of how they can easily service the population. So in terms of this profession growing, yes, why Boitekanelo College then introduced this degree program, and also just to mention that Boitekanelo College is the first tertiary institution locally to introduce a degree program in occupational therapy.
Right.
It's really so that we grow this profession to train here locally, as opposed to sending our students outside the country, which tends to also be costly for the government.
Right.
So we are now training these professions here locally. So that we see the profession growing, so that we fill in this gap by introducing these healthcare professionals.
Wow, that means the first degree group has yet to graduate. They're doing their second year now, am I right?
They're actually doing their first year. So we have our first cohort of occupational therapy students here at Boitekanelo College. They're currently doing their first year, and in July we'll be welcoming our second cohort at the college.
Very, very exciting. If you're just joining us, I'm in conversation about occupational therapy. I am joined by Dr. Tekla Mlambo. She is from the world of occupational therapy. She is a practicing occupational therapist, and I am also sitting with Leene Nage from Boitekanelo College. By Lahore, they offer courses in occupational therapy and are the very first institution to do so in our country. Now, let's talk about finding occupational therapist. How do I know that this is a licensed occupational therapist and this is someone that I can trust? What's going on the ground in terms of identifying and finding OT specialists in the country?
Okay, so I think as Dr. Tekla Mlambo has already mentioned, so there are various support that our occupational therapists give to the patients. So we have occupational therapists. We have some of them in schools, in primary schools. I think she's already mentioned.
Right.
For children, with delayed learning disabilities. We have occupational therapists in the mines. We have occupational therapists in the medical funders. Some even in the MVA, because I think when you talk about road traffic accidents, so that's where we find occupational therapists supporting the patients there. We have occupational therapists in government hospitals and private hospitals as well. And I think just to mention this point as well, if we're looking at, like, say, the less number of occupational therapists that we have in the country.
Right.
So last year at Boitekanelo College, we embarked on a countrywide donation drive where we donated wheelchairs across the country in various government health facilities. So in what we had realized actually is that in some of the government health facilities, they don't even have occupational therapists. So which really shows that there is a need. There really is a need. And also what we tend to find is the long waiting times for patients to access some of these healthcare professionals. So definitely for us at Boitekanelo College, by introducing this cadre of healthcare professionals, it will really help to fill in that gap and ensure that our patients in all the corners of Botswana are able to access this service delivery.
Absolutely wonderful. I wish we had more time for the both of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Your final word as we say goodbye in 15 seconds.
Okay, so I think to the parents and to the students, because right now we're actually recruiting our students, please come through, join our programs, at Boitekanelo College. And I think I'd also like to mention that our occupational therapy program is now internationally approved and accredited by the World Federation of Occupational Therapists. And what this means is that our students will now be learning an internationally recognized qualification. They can definitely work here in the country and even outside the world.
Thank you so much. Occupational therapy. There are so few in the country, but we need it so that our health sector gives access to those who need these services, those who need to be made independent, to be helped to find their independence and live a normal and healthy life. Ladies, enjoy the rest of your morning, and you enjoy this, the news bulletin, the first one for the day. We'll be right back.
thulaganyo ya Dumela breakfast show ba gape e tswelela mme re hano ha re tle re bua dikgang tse di amanyalo motshameko one e le wa chess ka mafelo a biki go simolola tota mo biking e fitileng dibiki tse tharo tse di fitileng mme tsa tshware yalo kgaisano ya bone ya Metropolitan mexantse ke na ga le the PRO wa teng go se gone go le gotlhelele le la Botswana Chess Federation go itse modumo makgatla mo go yalo women candidate master Natalie Banda o ile gona gore ke the defending champion o ile gore o kgone go tsamaya ntse a defender yalo title ya gagwe ya ngwaga o fitileng tla ke sebaka se ke go dumedisa yalo go itse bontsela gompieno
ke a leboga ke eme Dumela
o siame
ke siame
let's up ke a utlwa di bedroom boy
I'm very exhausted I tell you
hi Natalie
hello
how's it
sharp
okay le na o shapu ga to nna ela kwani mo Botswana television o ipuela o go botsilela ka leterase Rasilelo go itshirelelo the chess championship ya Metropolitan gone gore le khoneng ha la khonang le tsamile ka tselentse jang
ke a leboga ke me re khonne tota nka bua hela yalo ga o ka gakologelwa this championship ya rona ya Metropolitan Live Botswana e simolotse ka di 16 to di 17 tsa March 2024 mo Gaborone e ne le gore e ne e buletse mongwe le mongwe mme ne ra tsamaya gape ra hetela ko legatong la bobedi le e leng gone gore ha fo yaanong ne re tsaya the top 23 from the open section ba ne ba qualify from the first qualifiers e be re tsaya le top 17 from the ladies section ba le gore le bone ba qualify from the first round so really the second lap they were joined by our defending champions being women candidate master Natalie Bommeng and then le re FIDE master go mo le mo rongwane ke bone ba ile gona gore from that lap unfortunately our defending champion mo go borre a ba sala gone foruri ya bobedi so ra gore ya bohelo ke yone ne o ibona gone ka weekend ne re tswa mo gone le gone gore e ne tsuse ba tshameki ba le 10 from each section
a re go hena Natalie 2023-2024 a re lebelle yalo the Metropolitan e le tola ga go hela gore ke eng so tsamela ntsusite mo gele yalo ka Natalie Banda wa 2023 wa Metropolitan lwa this year 2024
compared to last year I think this year I've become stronger last year I get better but last year I actually managed to win the championship after round 8 where I beat Naledi Marape so from the very beginning last year she was leading the tournament Naritaya. But with this year, I noticed that I was playing really well. Last year I had a lot of draws, but this year I saw myself winning a few games, like two-time national champion Refila Habatware, and I just feel like this year, I deserved it. Last year I just won it because I played well towards the end. But with this year, I would say that I was definitely very consistent from the very beginning, and I had more wins than draws. Yeah.
Queasy.
Yes, ma'am.
The same question. Le temogetseng ya lo ka 2023 le 2024 ya lo Metropolitan Chess Championship.
Batshameki ba rona ba gola ke me re kare with every tournament re iponela di pharologanyo tse le gore di dintsi in terms of their performance. Ha o ka le mo ga yalo championship yone ya ngwaga one especially mo go borre re nile le batshameki ba ka nna bararo ba ileng gone gore ne le the first time comers to Metropolitan Chess Championships ele kganyone ya gone gore tota go supa gone gore somehow our players are very committed, they are very dedicated ba eletsa gone gore ba ipone ba tsweletse tota game ba ipona ba batla go nna tsone batshameki ba rona ba tlhatlhwa tota e rileng
a re tsebe re lebele yalo Banda re lebele yalo gona gore ga o tsama ntse o lebile yalo batshameki ba le gore no tshameka yalo le bone yalo this season ke utlile gona gore o no bua gore o nile yalo le lose o no fengwa ke mang o go kgonne ka tselentseng jang
So I lost on the first day. That Thursday we had 3 games that day, and I lost against position 2 Naledi Marape. I would say in that game, I had a very good position from the very beginning. Probably just being tired and tournament similar. So I don't think I was in the mood yet for like a long game. So towards the end, I blundered my game, and I would say that's why I lost my game against Naledi Marape, and it was my only loss of the whole event.
Okay, ha sa mantse le bile yalo go itse ka mogwele gona gore ne go tsama go rarabologa ka teng from the first edition kana re go nnile yalo magato a le mararo kgolo ile tseme le itemogetse ke eng a ba semti ba rona ga o tsama ntse le bile ka mogwele gona go tsama go ntse go diragala ka teng a o ka re le itumeletse ka mogwele gore ba ne ba performa ka teng
ra itumela thata tota a keme ka gone gore go supa one kgolo ya ka re tlhalosa gona gore go supa kgolo hele gore e ntsi tota mo batshameking ba rona ke tla go ha se kae go na le motshameki mo the open section wa rre o ne gore ke ene Sebetlela tota he's really a promising player mona kwa gompieno ka supa gona gore mo di championshiping tsena tota le yone ha le lona le gato la rona go select national team na ntsa a supa tota gona gore ke motshameki e leng gore tota o player ga go ya gola tota gompieno yana Sebetlela even drew against the IM Providence. He drew against the second best Honemo Metropolitan. He also drew against the third best Re Musuta Puso. So Homo hela ka bogone go supa kgolo mo batshameking ba rona. Re sologela gore ka mosole bone they do aspire gore ba tsoge ba ipona le bone ba tsholeditse trophy ya Metropolitan le di champion.
No bua gona gore na le dina gona gore a tsamaya go fenya yalo ke eng se eng gore na tsamaya se dira yalo se se pharologanyo yalo mo metshamekong ya ga tshwantseng yalo batshameki ba bangwe
I think Naledi is very consistent throughout the game. Okay, against some players, I would feel when they feel they have a slight advantage in the game, super like there's that confidence in Anna. But Naledi, whether her position is good or bad, she's very consistent. Her expression does not change. So with me, you would find I had a very good position, but still, she's not even affected. So I would say that the way she just remains so calm in the game, and now I think so I think probably that's even why I lost the game.
Ke bone yalo ba ka kwa letlhakoreng la borre ka rena go se bonolo thata but ke bone yalo mo fenya tsamahantsa a fenya yalo a isa la tlhegelo how was the competition go sectioning ya borre
Tota ka re tlhalosa ke competition is always tough. Like I indicated, every round in a metara mo gonne mafeng. I remember at some point Providence le gone gore yano monna tsheko ke le tshabile most of the time monna ntsa topa di ranking tsa rona but go ile ga nna go ntse tsa magora gore yano Providence was able to gone gore a ntshe tlhogo yalo. Competition tota in 90 le thata
defending the title last year as an athlete, as a player king selling okay also go tsamaya ntse o fenya le dithatlha le tsona tsa mohuta o neo go tsamaya go ntse go dira gona gore ke gongwe the confidence ya me go le gongwe ya ka tle botle bo le mo national team yana. What does it mean for you?
For me, definitely defending it for the second time has really boosted my confidence because obviously I did want to defend it, mare I managed to defend because the competition was tough. Everyone and I prepared. Usually in a tournament, there is this one person who okay, next like 3 point winner. But with this competition, it was tough, and the fact that I still managed to win. Considering how tough it was, it has really boosted my confidence, and now I feel more confident in playing other tournaments and also being in the national team for the Olympiad. With the new ratings, I'll even be the highest rated female in Botswana, and for me that's the first time I'll be achieving that. So I think I'm really happy so far with my performance.
So how will be okay, Metropolitan it's on my way. So what's next? Go Botswana Chess Federation.
How ka Metropolitan Chess Championships ke nngwe ya di tournament tsa rona tse leng gore re dirisa go tlhopha team ya rona ya setšhaba. If you recall very well, re ntse re tabogile re leka go dira ona team ya setšhaba whereby go ne go setse spotehela se le one both the open section and the ladies section. So ne le gone gore ba fenye ba Metropolitan Chess Championship ke bone ba ileng gore ba go tsena mo sloting tseo tsa bohelo tseo being melerre jano re tletse le gone gore ba fenye ba rona already they were mo national team ya no gora gore ya no re simula re tsa go tlase ya ka nka go tlhalosetsa mo the open section re iponetse number 2 re monna tsheko ke le tshabile a tsena mo national team and number 5 from the ladies section being Buitshepo re batenne a tsena mo national team also
a re lebelle yalo gore okay ke kopane yalo le naledi a kgona go mphenya ba bangwe ke kgone ba fenya yalo go na le gore o ithute sengwe yalo mo batshameking ba bangwe mo this edition ya Metropolitan ya 2024 ke eng se leng gore tsameleng tse se ithute yalo mo batshameking ba ba harologaneng re lebile yalo the play ya bone.
Firstly, the one thing I learned is not to underestimate anyone. And then from Naledi especially, because I feel like I learned the most from her game. I think I learned usually when someone's me in the game, I'm so calm and confident. But I learned I shouldn't really underestimate anything that happens on the chessboard. So I got a few ideas from the way she was playing. So I'd say that after looking at what my opponents were playing, I managed to grasp a few things which I felt were lacking in my play.
Okay. A re lebelle yalo gore kgaisano ye he ne sa mantse ya ka ne re bua gore le tlhopha yalo batshameki ba setšhaba go motho go se leng gore ga a bona maduo o gongwe re bolele gore le kgone go tlhopha ba le kae ha go tswa le ba isa kae gore le netehatsa le gore batho ba bantse ba ipankanyetsa yalo tsone di Olympiad.
Team ya rona ke is made up of 5 players from both the ladies section and 5 players also from the open section. We tell a lot team go tsama ka batho ba le 4 a le 1 ke ene reserve. So se se diragalang ya ka ne ke tlhalosa gona gore we are concluding our national team selection jano se se latelang gone gompieno yana re se go rwala ditlhako mma re tabogile yana re senka gone gore ano re simole go senkela batshameki ba rona coach ene gore yana e tla e ba prepare go ba isa ko di Olympics tsa rona tsa ngwaga tse le gore di a go tshwarwa ka September 2024 ko Hungary Budapest. So kgang ke gone gore yana ntota re bone gone gore ba simolla ba tsena mo camping ba ipakanya tota ba traina mo ene gore go intense gore ba kgone gore ba ba le mo seemong se se rileng gore ga ko Budapest.
They school, this Olympiad. What are you going to do this year, Natalie?
I think it's just about discipline. I believe if you are disciplined, you can learn to strike a balance between the two. So I'm very disciplined and I know what to prioritize, what I don't need in my life. So I think I'll be able to manage both of them.
Go to Olympiad se le gore ke itse gore for sure wa go tsamaya ke ena o le gore gona go tsamaya o ntse o fenya yalo me 10 go di Olympiad yalo tora ga go ke eng hela ya ka motshameki we yang go di kgaisano tse le gore ga o lebile yalo ga go bonolo go tsamaya kopana le bojie mo gone ka kwa.
Yeah, it's something which I know and I've been to the Olympiad before from experience. But because it's a team's event, I just want my one wish it's not about myself. I just hope as a team can manage to get a category medal. So I think that's the most important thing. As for me individually, if I can just gain ratings and gain experience, I think that's my aim. But the most important thing is just the category medal.
Okay, interesting. ene maba o garela o reng ga tsama re lebile yalo tse di tsama di tsegela yalo gone ka kgologtleng la Botswana Chess Federation.
Ke mo weekend e re latelang ena re tsena mo go selecteng batshameki ba rona ba ene gore ba tle ba go re emela go le ha tsena South Africa ka June for the games tsa Africa Youth. So mona kwa gompieno tota go bua nnete ke sello hela ko BCF sa gona gore ga re na sponsor. Metropolitan ke itsile e re bontshitse gona gore tota they always with us ne re eletsa gona gore gongwe mongwe out there a potential sponsor out there le ena o ka tla dira hela ya ka Metropolitan le bona ba le ke gona gore ba re thusa. South Africa is just near. Our intention is to send as many players as we have. Ya ka ke tlhalosa ke tournament ya banana mo ile gore tota mona kwa gompieno our key focus is grassroots development. So ne re eletsa tota gone gore gongwe mongwe mo sa maria go o ka tla re sponsor tournament ena ra gona gore re gone go achieve se le gore re sikeletsa re le BCF.
No re go di Olympiading tsa last time wa go ya go tsa this year. No ke eng se o no tsa mo site mo getselo ka tsa this year hela ya ka le gore ne go se bonolo ya ka ke ne ke bua ke ne ke tsamaya ke le lebile yalo mo metshamekong e harologaneng. Ke eng se wa tsamaya go se bankanya sa ga go hela o le Natalie gore okay e tsentse gore ke berekela mo go 1 2 3 before the Olympiad tse di latela.
The one thing which I feel is about my opening play. I think last Olympiad, which was in 2022, I was just I don't think I was really playing well in my opening. So you'd find what game I'm already making opening blunders. How can I go to the end in the beginning of the game? So I think that's the one thing which I'm going to focus on currently with my coach. So if I think if I can improve on that, I'll perform better at the Olympiad.
Okay. Like this was a bogela gore e bile gone go tla ka mo tsatsing la gompieno go itse.
Okay, a leboga thata game.
O tshwere medal ha ke itse gore wa me kana nna kana mmele go o siame ka tatsa toro. Thank you Natalie. Re tsama re digela ka sera entseng jalo selone hele la gompieno ne rena le gone a ba tsanyana gone ka go Botswana Chess Federation ka kwa ele the PRO go itse modimo makgatla ga mogwa ya lo women candidate master Natalie Banda ha ile gore o defendile ya lo title ya gagwe ya Metropolitan ya this year. Mle gale a tsela gompieno a re timisa bana tlo again tomorrow na ke botsa ke mna o se femo game.
Re le bantsi re kgona go tsana mo lehelong o bo le mo gore go ha ke a go rata mme re se le tlhoko gore gone mme hela re go ratiswa keng kante go dirilwe ke bontle jo bo dirilweng ka landscaping go lemilwe ditlhare go ntse phepa go khabisitse gompieno re mo rasesa mo Masa Gardens re tle bo re na le mme Maphira re tlhalosetsa gore gone mme hela mo gardening ya gagwe mo khabisa jang le gona a bontshiwa keng a le motswa keng gore a be eng ha kae gore go kgona go tlakisa Batswana.
So I want to talk about Masa Gardens gore e simolotse kae e bile ile o leba le hatsi le o bore o batla go achieve ang hela senta o le lebile yana.
Emma Dumela Batswana ke bitswa Mbi Konipiri ke nna monga Masa Garden, a project that I started with my late husband Jobson Botapiri. May his soul rest in peace. The project started in 2013 ha ke tlogela tiro ka bonana. This project ne ra isimolla after we had a super passionate rona mo gardening mo jarateng e ne re nna mo go yone, and people were keen to know and also utilize the facilities tse ne rena le tsone halapeng. So because my husband had this plot, I told him gore I think we can expand and this can be a viable project. So that is where the project started, which was basically out of passion and love for trees. So it started in piecemeal. Ya ka o bona gore ha o lebella ka ha molemeng ka ha kana ke moja re simolotse ka yone lo niele le dithatsananyana tse di khabisitseng tse di bitswang di juranta tse di le kananyana re di reka go ga borone bo bomme ba rekisang dithari re nna re jala re nna re nosetsa.
Which type of trees are there, or which ones can we mostly find around here?
When we started, we wanted to go for evergreens. Evergreens, looking at the fact that mariga o itela ile gore go nna go setha bojang ya ka le buitse gore whether it's lawn kana bojang ba naga ha go nna mariga bona le go sethahala bo tshuwa ke frost. So we opted mostly for the evergreens tse le di bonang di jurantas le the palm trees, which are mostly tropical plants. Tse leng gore ne re eletsa gore di tsene di add that feel ya go roko mahatshing ana le weather e seng hasha ka rona ka re itse. And the nice part of it is di heletse le tsone di itshwarella. So le ha go le mariga o itela ile gore the green is still there, and go ntse go attract dinonyane, the insects and all those things tse le gore di enhance the beauty of the natural habitat. We also came about project ya go jala the fruit trees tse le di bonang tse bo dinamune le dinaraki tse le gore we brought them in gore le tsone re nne re ungwa sengwe, and it has been flourishing since then.
When you look at the environment, you wonder what can inspire me apart from places I can relax, but what can I bring home? So ke tle ke itirela ke ipalela gore le nna ha ke le Motswana ke batla go itirela a beautiful garden such as this one this is where I can gain my inspiration from. Today we took a drive down to Masa Gardens all the way Korasesa to check out the landscape of this beautiful garden. Ha re bua yana re bua ka landscape re bua gore a ditlhare tsa nna le tsa bana le tsone ke tse di ntseng jang ebile gore ba di keep gore di nne di ntle jana ba ira yang. It's all about green, it's all about beauty, it's all about what you can take away from this. So make your way out here, find out what we found out, how to upkeep, how to bring it to life, and how to make it as green as possible all year round.
Thank you very much for still tuning into your number one breakfast show here in Dumela Botswana. Le gore wa itse le gore harleha Botswana Post is rallying behind us. Me ka tselentse njalo puisa na rona ya boraro mo mosong go mpiku e a tsena meja ka ke be gore as business Tuesday gora gona gore ka kwano re nta tsele gona gore ha le gore o motho a kgwebo kana ba tsara mo kgwebong re go batla tsele gore ka go thusa gore kgwebo go gona go semela me mosong go mpiku ke na hano le tebogo mo gale mang ene go tswa jalo ka ko Spectrum Analysis as the CEO and founder. Good morning Tebogo.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Yes, I am fantastic. It's Business Tuesday for us here, and so thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for inviting me, sir.
Let's find out. I don't want to say who Tebo is, but
Yes.
who is Spectrum Analysis? What does it do, and why are you here this morning?
All right. As you have already mentioned, I'm the founder and CEO of Spectrum Analytics. We are a data-driven company, and our aim really is simple. We want to enable organizations to leverage the huge volumes of data they are generating to drive business value creation, to understand their consumers, and to use this data to identify new business opportunities as well.
Right.
And in doing that, we are looking at certain challenges that stand between having data and being able to create value from it. And normally, infrastructure management challenges and data management challenges as well. Yes.
That means you are the perfect gentleman for this conversation, because today is all about data analysis for businesses.
Yes, sir.
Which I believe a lot of business because when you've done your own market research and you're thinking I'll go right into business, can there's something that you've missed out, which is data analysis. And like you need to also data collection analysis is what you are doing right. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Why is data analysis important at this day and age?
All right. We live in a digital economy. Digital technologies are essentially disrupting everything that we are doing. The consumers, if you're a business, they use phones.
Yes.
And phones allow you to gather data. You use technologies internally to run your business. And all these systems are generating huge volumes of data. Now, as some say nowadays, because of this huge volume of data, you find that if you analyze this data, you can be able to gain actionable insights. You can learn more about your consumers, you can learn more about your market, and using the data, you can even identify new opportunities for growth for your own business. So it's important that businesses look for new ways or new opportunities, and data on its own, it's really providing that. And it can help businesses avoid making gut-based decisions.
Yes.
I've been in this industry
for too long. What is happening now? Where are my customers?
Yes. So now we want to move away from those ad hoc decisions where it's almost like as a business you need to be running this for years, but rather to say no. You can actually now, given that your customers are using technology to interface with you, learn more about their behavior from the data that they're generating when they interface with your business. You can also look at your own business systems, how they're paying, what they're buying, to see which products maybe are popular, so that you can then think about maybe cutting those that are not doing so well, and maybe investing more time and opportunities in in doing that.
Right.
And it's not just really restricted to just businesses. Any operation, I mean, it's not just profit oriented. It can be in education, it can be in healthcare, because what we are finding is that this digital disruption is real and it's really going for all industries. No
Right.
industry is
Yes.
safe from this disruption.
Exactly. I want us to simplify it for somebody watching right now.
Yes.
Data analysis. Let's say it's a small business wanting to find out more about their clientele, their
Yes.
patrons, or whatever could be consuming their services.
Yes.
How can they collect the data, and how can they analyze it? More like, what are the different techniques that are used for data collection and maybe analysis?
Yes, let's start with the lady your stolo hela, so that
Right.
we
Even like when I because we should be giving them all the support so they can actually grow.
So there are certain things that they do intuitively, but it kind of really shows that they are making those decisions based on observations. Sometimes data, it seems like it's something that is out there, but it's just about observations. Because let's say on a stock, and if she's keeping proper books, she would note down, I bought this much of this. And then at the end of the day, if she also looks at how much has been bought, she is able to see what is moving and what is not moving. And to her, it's very important to always ensure that she has the popular items. So if she's not looking at those records, she may not realize even what could be off season. Maybe in summer, ice pops are moving more than in winter.
Right.
So yeah, it's really about just understanding trends from what the business is selling and from also what your consumers are giving you feedback on. So even though this could be maybe seem like it's promoting smoking, you can imagine the lady, even if she's selling, let's say, cigarettes, she would have a lighter.
Yes.
As well. And I guess it's because as she was selling, people say, how na lighter at home?
And eventually they actually the cigarette and go to the one with the lighter.
Yes, because maybe stress.
They want to buy another thing on top of the other.
Yes.
Right.
So it's this feedback is when she's been given feedback, she's making observations, she's gathering data. But if she doesn't have any technology that she's using, it's at that level.
Yes.
But if you also now have a software that you are using, you're a bigger business.
Now we're advancing from the stores to
Yes.
organizations maybe.
Yeah, let's say you are running, you're a retailer, you're selling clothes, and now you are able to you enter your stock, you start seeing what is popular. Maybe at first you bought items, you are selling to both men and women, and later on you realize, and so you can move away from Dilana because in your shop, your main customers, your target customers would be women. So then you can start now buying certain things, and then you can also start seeing what is moving and correlate it to patterns out there again, and maybe like, oh, people love this sort of cards during this season, so then you can now start bringing items that are more likely to sell than maybe just buying because you are hoping someone would buy your items.
Right.
Yes. So it's really down to that level of making observations or gathering data and using that data to inform business decision making in a lot of ways.
Right. The next thing should be a data management. Observations or how you collect it, which is not an issue right now.
Yes.
How is data managed for analytic purposes and probably for the feedback that an individual could be wanting to use it for?
All right. So the thing with data that the people need to understand is there is a Data Protection Act that is coming. So with data, you're also kind of gathering information that could be personal, that is personal to some people. So you can imagine if you are gathering people's IDs, people's card numbers, bank card numbers when they are shopping at your store and all that. So this information, in a lot of ways, you need to manage it
and really protect
it. So data is double-edged. even though it brings opportunities,
Yes.
but it also carries with it certain responsibilities.
Right.
And some of these responsibilities come because out there are people who would want to gain access to this data for ill purposes. The hacker.
We've seen it quite a number of times.
Yes, because to them as well, data, they recognize data is valuable, and they can then get your data and hold you at ransom where pay me this much and I'll release this data, which is what we normally call ransom,
the holding us at
making
ransom,
ransomware
yes.
and all that.
Yes.
So for cybersecurity purposes, you need to then ensure that in collecting data and storing it and processing it, you have processes and policies for ensuring that at no point are you exposing your business data, and even internally, and to make sure that data is only accessed for purposes of assisting your customers. And said, you don't want everyone to gain access to everything. So then you can have set privileges for which data can be accessed by certain people, just so that you can manage the risk of this data falling in wrong hands. And also its usage to ensure that you have a clear process of how data would be gathered, stored, and processed to drive your business. In that way, that entire practice is called data governance, those policies and all that.
Right.
But the actual implementation of that itself is the data management side. So if data is valuable, as some would say, data is the new oil.
It is.
Why is it that we manage all the other business assets? But when it comes to this particular asset, that is like more like, I like to think of it as a mineral in the digital economy.
Right.
The digital economy mineral is data.
Yes.
Why is it that this mineral, we are not consciously managing it? So it's also to see that if this data is driving business value creation, make sure that you recognize that and express it in also how you are managing it.
Right. Digital economy, are going to come there, but before then, the lifespan of the data, we collectively analyzed it, it's working for a business probably for or against, which could be unfortunate if it's against. But for how long should we enjoy it? Data is not time for it to go. How we find it's for the rest of the life of the business?
So data is a life cycle. It's generated, then it's stored, and then once you use it, you are processing it. But at the same time, at a certain point, it ages, and then sometimes you need to archive it. And then in certain industries, let's say like banking and insurance, there are rules as to how long you can keep certain data for regulatory purposes. So that's the archiving stage. But once you have no use for data, you should also dispose it. So from generation, storage, processing, archiving, and disposal, that's the life cycle of the data itself. So if you are doing proper data management, you'd know at which stage your data is at, so that if it needs to move to archiving, you move it to archiving, storage. If it's still active, because if you are still really leveraging it heavily, you want it to be readily accessible. So it needs to be stored in such a way that it's easy to gain access to it. So it depends. But if you have no use for data, some data, you need to dispose it, because where you store data, you're storing it on server, say, and you bought that. It's like the example I love to give everyone is we have phones. If you take a lot of pictures at a certain point, you run out of memory.
Right.
So even with data, if you're going to store everything, eventually you will run out of memory. So then you need to prioritize, just like we do, which pictures should I? If it's business, then if you're doing proper data management, you'd know which data has not been used since it's generated, and then you can safely dispose it. So just like refuge, matlakala hela malapeng. Even when you are disposing data, you need to dispose it in ways that, you know, nobody can reuse it for ill purposes. So throughout that entire life cycle, it's important to have policies that guide your people internally, if you are a business, on how to dispose data safely as well.
Right. In case you've just tuned in, from Spectrum Analytics, at data analysis for business, especially for the startups, but not only for the startups, right? So let's talk about what is happening right now. His Excellency, the President, talks about digital economy. How do you think, and I believe when it comes to data analysis, how do you think we as a country and just as a country can leverage data for just the success in the digital economy? Digital economy.
Yes. So let's take a step back and think about it from a service provider's point of view. The government is a provider of multiple services, and most of these services still heavily rely on manual and paper-based processes. You'd go, let's say, to apply for your passport. The same department would ask you to bring a copy of your ID. So that is adding an extra layer. The same department that has your records is asking you again to submit another document that they issued to you for the purposes of assisting you. So manual and paper-based processes make any application slower. They're also prone to errors. Your form may be lost, so which can also now mean that it takes a longer time for you to deliver services to your people. So this is a huge drive from our nation, from the president, to automate such processes. It's a low-hanging fruit for us to ensure that we can automate processes for delivering services to the people, which can then mean if you are doing that in a way, you can see how many applications you receive, you can see how many you are able to fulfill, let's say within a certain time. So if you want to then see how well you are doing, you are capturing all the information because it's no longer manual. It's all captured in a system, and also you are then able to communicate with people from your system. You can make sure that, let's say for Mang, I know they used to do it, you used to receive SMSs to say your Mang is ready, so that you are not consistently at the offices checking on that. And sometimes we don't account for the amount of time people spend queuing up. They could be elsewhere at their job, adding value to the economy. So this digital transformation agenda really is to recognize that we can gain certain benefits and cut costs, do things faster and better by digitizing, because then it allows us to automate. And once we have digitized, it allows us to gather data to support business decision making. For us to honestly assess how well we are doing and identify areas of potential improvement. So from the context of taking services to the people, it can make that a faster process, a cheaper process, and even a more convenient process to the public.
All right. In just 30 seconds, I would like you to just give your last words. Your last words, but also the digital agenda, the how do you think data analysis can actually help in the digitalization agenda era of His Excellency? In just 30 seconds.
All right. So you generate data, like you digitizing. When you digitize the product, the main product is going to be data. And you can then use this data for the purposes that we have outlined to identify opportunities for growth, to identify new business opportunities again, and to see how well you are doing so that you can make evidence-based decisions. And that's the important thing with data analytics. evidence-based decisions, not gut-based decisions.
Right. Retebogo Magaleman, thank you very much for stopping by. I guess we'll have a fantastic morning. I always say it. So,
thank you, sir.
All right. From Spectrum Analysis, talking all things data analysis. That's how we end the show. But for now, LB, stay tuned.
They say all good things must come to
They
an
do.
end, and some of the good things include the Dumela Botswana breakfast show. Botswana wetu re lebogela gore bo tsogile le rona mo mosong wa gompieno. We have thoroughly enjoyed every single conversation we have shared with you, and we hope, most importantly, gore o tla tsa dithuto tse we go bona gore se se go berekelang ke sehe, se sa go berekeleng ke sehe. I had a conversation this morning about that incredible initiative, the creative industry.
Yes, I can't wait for that
Where
one.
Steve Harvey Global has partnered with Botswana government. E le gone gore batla go rutuntsha badiragatsi ba rona gore le bone their skills, their abilities, and what they produce is of good quality.
Yes, this initiative because I just feel like I should be actively taking part in it. It just can't come when I'm this old. I'm
It's
just
never
jealous.
too late.
Really?
It's
Then I'll
never
have to
too
do something.
late.
I'll have to partake because I now we're gonna sit together But anyway, I think like you say, it's never too late. It means I can actually also be able to take part. Like they say, they have the website. Can you like all any requirement? www.botswanaignite.bw.
Right.
It's easy as that. But they just ended conversation here with me. From Spectrum Analytics, data analysis, and it's important for all the businesses. It's make sure that you do it the right way.
And to close the show, if you are interested in the area of occupational therapy, this is a great opportunity for you. College, because they have these courses for you to teach people how to be independent, whether they live with disability conditions, whatever. That's
it from us this Tuesday morning. Until we meet again tomorrow, same time, same place. Bernard Moreso is leaving.
Good morning.
The Morning Show is proudly brought to you by Botswana Post. Rise and shine.